Well, what else can I say besides, hello there. Welcome to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, a Star Wars RPG where you get to play and make your own Jedi and explore the Star Wars world. One of my favorite games ever, let alone favorite Star Wars games. We actually started playing this on the channel many moons ago. I think it was the first ever game I played on this channel, but didn't get too far before I had to cancel it for some technical reason. This time around, though, hopefully everything's working fine. I should also point out a massive amount of work went into actually getting this working. So there might be a couple of technical issues, like it doesn't even run on Windows 10, unless you're lucky. So there's been a lot of changes with regards to textures and UI and widescreen fixes. This is a game from 2001, you know, it's only going to go so far. But hopefully I've modernized it for you. I've done my own reshade presets, a little bit of texture upscaling. A lot of stuff's gone into this. There is a pretty good guide on Reddit that I roughly followed, but did some of my own tweaks too, that I'll put in the description. So if you do want to play KOTOR for yourself, set aside a few hours, do a little modding, a little tweaking, and see if you can't do something good. Now, I should also point out, because this is a Star Wars game and it is owned by the Disney Corporation, the famously litigious Disney Corporation, there may occasionally be muted points throughout the course of this playthrough from where I've had to mute the audio, especially the music, the soundtrack, because that is, you know, copyrighted. It's all copyrighted, but that one especially they really don't like you reusing. So just be warned, if there is a sudden mute in audio, chances are I'll put something in the comments about it, but it is almost certainly down to the fact that was copyright claimed by Disney. So then, let's dive in. Now, if you've never played Knights of the Old Republic... Oh, my curse has disappeared. Well, that's not an ideal start, is it? If you've never played Knights of the Old Republic, it is essentially... It's an RPG. It's kind of an old-school RPG, but it's got kind of D&D-esque mechanics to it, as you'll see as we make our character here, and hopefully you'll be able to see all the fancy graphics I've got going on. Now, I should point out the reshade preset is a little aggressive, but it's the only way to make the game not look so rough. Bear in mind, it's all been upscaled. The original resolution is like 640. We're playing in 1920, so... It's been upscaled pretty massively, so the reshade helps kind of smooth off some of the edges, literally, otherwise it'll look like garbage. So I know it's a little aggressive, doesn't look that great, but it makes it look better than if it wasn't on, if that makes sense. So the first thing we get to do is choose our class. Now this doesn't affect your appearance or anything, this is just your class, your starting skills and feats, and the type of character you're going to be. So we've got the choice of Scoundrel, a skillful rogue that gets by on stealth and guile, an Explorer, if we play as the Scouts, at home on the fringes of space. Doesn't really tell you anything about the class, so it's a bit annoying. We've got Soldier, battle-ready fighter with no equal in combat, and then I believe all the female equivalents are identical, which would make a lot of sense. Now, because I also plan on playing KOTOR 2, when we finish this one, you know, give it a little bit of breathing room, but we will get around to KOTOR 2 eventually. KOTOR 2 is really fun to use crazy force powers, so I think this time around we're going to go big on sword fighting. Because KOTOR 2 is just so much better at the force powers. So this time around, whereas they're functionally almost identical in terms of the sword play, we're going to play as a soldier. And we're going to go all-in soldier character, meathead man. Let's go ahead and make a custom character here. In terms of portrait, I'm going to go for this one, because this one I think is the canon portrait for the character. I'll try and avoid spoilers. I may slip up. If you've never seen this, there's a big twist to this game that makes it kind of beloved, and was used as a really big example of how writing in video games could be good. I'm going to try and not say the spoiler, I promise, but I might slip up, so just bear that in mind. Let's play as this guy, because this guy is the canon character we're supposed to be playing as, so I'm going to go for him, because it's just kind of just feels a bit more right, you know? So this kind of uses that, like I said, D&D system. You got strength, dex, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. Strength affects how good you are with kind of melee weapons. Dexterity is ranged weapons. Constitution is your health. Intelligence is... You get, like, extra skills or something like that. Yeah, adds modifiers to the number of points the character has to spend on skills. So, that will allow you to go into, like, multiple different fields. Wisdom is force powers, and then charisma is going to be very important for our character. That's all about dialogue. So, the amount of points you put into that gives you a modifier to that skill. So, by default, everything's got a -1. So, if we tried to do something strength-based at level 8 strength, the minimum, you'd be slightly worse at it, but there is that kind of random element to it. It's all dice rolls because it's the D&D system. So, because we're going to play a big meathead strength character, I'm going to go into strength. We're going to go for that +4 modifier. Now, because the modifiers are in blocks of 2, it's always good for your starting point to either go, like, 2 points or none at all. Because the difference between 8 and 9 is nothing. You can see the modifier is still the same, but to go from 9 to 10, it goes to a kind of neutral modifier there. So I'm going to put some points into charisma. We're going to be a big, charming, meathead rogue, I think. Do I want to put all the points in charisma? Well, like I said, there's not much point going from 16 to 17, because it's still that +3, but it costs 3 points to do that, because you're at the highest level of the skill. So instead, I'd rather put some points in, I think intelligence, you know? Constitution is all well and good. You get more resiliency, so against, say, poisons and stuff like that, but also more health, more importantly. But with enough, if we get enough cash, we could just spend on a bunch of med packs anyway, right, and get around that. I'm going to go intelligence. There you go. 18, 12, 16. I think that's quite an interesting guy. Skills, then. Let's see what it recommends for us to go for. Awareness and treat injury. I disagree with that, because you obviously get party members that can deal with all these things. Computer use is, funnily enough, using computers. Demolitions is blowing stuff up. Stealth is stealth, etc., etc. Now, Persuade is pretty much the only skill, as far as I know, that your main character can pick exclusively. So we're going to put all the points in Persuade. And then I think I'm going to go for any of you who play like the modern Fallout games, you don't really go, say, lockpick and science, because generally they'll always kind of do the same thing, right? More or less. So like computer use and security. Security, you could hack the door, but computer use might let you hack a computer that lets you open the door. I'm going to go in computer use specifically, though, because it's a bit more useful than security. And then we'll go with that. Feats are our... Well, they're our feats. They're what we can do as our character. So, for example, if we put a point in armor proficiency medium, we can wear medium armor. I'm sure I don't need to explain this, but again, it's just for the benefit for the people who maybe have never played these games before. So I think what we're going to do then is, because we're going to go big meathead character with big meaty swords, I think we're going to go... we could go heavy armor immediately. That'd be quite fun, wouldn't it? Yeah, I kind of like that idea. Let's go heavy armor immediately. We're not going to get heavy armor for a little while, so that could be a bit of a waste. I'm going to go implants as well. Lets us wear the first level of cybernetics, because cybernetics get pretty important towards the late game. Then I'm thinking, do we want to use one single melee weapon, sword, or eventually a lightsaber if we're a good boy, or do we want to double down on 2-weapon fighting? Use 2-handed weapons, or maybe a weapon in each hand. Means we can output more damage, but obviously we're going to be way less accurate. I'm thinking... Yeah, sure, let's go 2-weapon fighting, because it lets us customize lightsabers for different things eventually. And weapons are customizable, armor's customizable. Not as much as the sequel game, but even so, it just gives us a bit more variety to work with, right? So we're going to be kind of handicapped until we get all the way up here. And then, I think... we could go conditioning to make up for the fact that our constitution is kind of low. Gives us bonuses to saving throws. That's kind of defense against certain things happening, whether that's being pushed over or poisoned or certain attacks hitting you, that type of thing. I might go for that. I think that's a good idea. What about this one? 1 extra point of vitality each time they level up. It is retroactive, so we might not need that for a while anyway, because the game is pretty easy to kick things off, right? So let's go for this. Again, I want to be a big, tough, up the front meathead. We could also go for this one, too, to make us a bit more amicable in conversation. I think that's a good idea. +1 bonus to repair, security, and computer use. Yeah, let's go for that too. I'm kind of going jack of all trades right now. It's got to be careful we don't, like, kind of kneecap ourselves by going too much into everything. Got a lot of party members do a bit of the heavy lifting, you know? Dueling is only good for single weapon, right? What else do we want to go for? Demolition stealth, not interested. We could go for a different type of attack with our melee weapons. Critical strike. I want to do something that's a bit more accurate. Or we double down and we go power attack with 2 weapons and try and go big gambles on getting the damage out there. I think we'll go the sensible critical strike. Sure. Name. Junta Cora is already great. We're going to go for... Gran Pol... crap. Gran Pol crap. Excellent. And then... we're going to hit the play button, and we're going to have a good old time here in Star Wars. I think out of all the Star Wars games, this might be muted. Assuming it even captures. There we go. So I'll stay quiet for this bit, just in case we have to mute it. Okay, hopefully we should be safe now. Either way, I'm going to keep talking over the top of it just to try and avoid that extra little bit of copyright there. But you might have noticed the cutscenes all AI upscale to like a modern resolution because the original ones look like something from a Game Boy Color. I'll be completely honest with you. I loved the world design, especially in this game, was incredible. It felt like one of the only Star Wars games, and I think this is also kind of true of Knights of the Old Republic too. Felt like one of the only Star Wars games to have what felt like a living, breathing Star Wars world. The planets felt alive, the characters were really well written. And what I meant by that is Knights of the Old Republic 2, I don't think has that so much because you're kind of playing after a bad thing has happened. But I won't talk about what that bad thing is.
We've been ambushed by a Sith battle fleet. The Endar Spire is under attack. Hurry up, we don't have much time.
A Sith battle fleet? Who are you?
I'm Trask Ulgo, ensign with the Republic fleet. I'm your bunkmate here on the Endar Spire. We work opposite shifts. I guess that's why you haven't seen me before. Now hurry up. We have to find Bastila. We have to make sure she makes it off the ship alive.
We work opposite shifts. We just happen to have never met before, ever. Okay. Who's Bastila?
Bastila is the commanding officer on the Endar Spire. Well, not an officer, really. But she's the one in charge of this mission. One of our primary duties is to guarantee her survival in the event of an enemy attack. You swore an oath just like everyone else on this mission.
I don't even know who you are.
Now it's time to make good on that oath. I've heard all about your reputation.
Thank you.
Word is the officers haven't seen a recruit with your kind of potential in 20 years. We're soldiers. We're trained for combat.
I'm skipping over a little bit of the dialogue there because this is just kind of the tutorial. Don't get too attached to Trask, Ulgo. That's all I'm going to say. Let's go, Trask.
So hurry up and grab your gear.
Okay. Sure. Journal entry added, and here we are. And all I've got to say is, wowee. They sure do make those undergarments tight in the Republic, huh? My god, that leaves absolutely nothing to the imagination whatsoever. So, here we are. Aboard the Endar Spire, we've been... Wait, hang on. We've never met Trask Ulgo before. We're his bunkmate. Shut up, Trask. He's telling us about the controls. There's only 2 beds in here. How could we have never met you before? Okay, so we got adrenal stamina, blaster rifle, short sword, clothing, medpack. The kind of adrenal items are... Those are kind of temporary buffs that you can use from this hotbar down here. So, let's throw on a little bit of clothing there. That probably wouldn't hurt before I get demonetized. And a sword. Trask Ulgo, I think you've seen enough of my sword, but you know what? Let's do it. For some reason, there's an X to flourish button. Come along, Trask. I'm going to name my first one Trask Ulgo.
Okay, let's move out.
Yeah. Trask has joined your party. They didn't bother upscaling his portrait, so he looks a he looks a bit shit,
because of the attack, this room is in lockdown. But don't worry, I've got the override codes. You'll have to use me to unlock the door.
Oh, I'll use you, all right, Trask. Okay. This is teaching you just kind of the basic party stuff, so you can select other people.
Now that the door's open, you better take the lead again.
They all have different skills, basically. All right, Grandpa. You can use the movement keys. What? You can use movement keys S, W, C, and Z. That's for, Polish Knights of the Old Republic, I assume.
The Sith are threatening to overrun our position. We can't hold out long against their firepower. All hands to the bridge.
That was Karth contacting us on our portable communicators. He's one of the Republic's best pilots. He's seen more combat than the rest of the Endar Spire's crew put together. There's a map of the Endar Spire and a copy of Karth's message in your...
Sure. It's very cheesy, isn't it? It's already very cheesy. So let's go through the UI then. So we got like our guide down here. Now it's turn-based combat, so you can pause and unpause whenever you want. Well, it's not really turn-based. It's kind of active turn-based, but you'll see what I mean in a second. You can go solo mode, leave your party behind, and we can wander off. That's good for like stealth sections, things like that. Minimap, obviously. Then we've got our equipment, all of our items in our party, our character stats. So Grandpa Crap is very neutral man, a very neutral meat-headed man. You can see all of our skills and kind of various stuff. Dialogue if I accidentally skip over something by accident. And then our active quests, because it's an RPG, right? You get multiple quests going on at once. And then we've got ourselves a map. Because it does help to have a map. Okay. Come along, Trask Ulgo.
That door's locked. I don't have the codes to open it. But switch me to the party leader so you can use my security skills to slice into the access panel.
Yes, thank you. So basically, different characters have different strengths is what they're getting at. Which is why it's good to kind of focus on one thing. So I'll have our guy focus on computer skills. Because I think that is kind of the most useful out of all of them. Watch out. It's some staggeringly shiny men. God, the
These
voices are a
Sith
bit
must
loud,
be
aren't
the
they?
advanced boarding party for the Republic.
For the Republic. Yeah, the voices are a little bit loud. Oh my god, look at the gormless expression on Grandpa Crap's face. Are you okay? So there you go. So it's telling us about the turn-based thing now. So we can pause it, queue up some attacks. So we can queue up an attack on that guy, queue up an attack on that guy. Go for regular attacks. Set regular amount of accuracy, regular amount of damage. Critical strike has a higher chance of doing critical hits. So we're going to roll on that. We're going big gamble to kick things off. Oh, watch out. Man, these sound effects are so loud, aren't they? Nice, good kill. This is what you get for being a big meathead man. Kapow.
I've got a feeling that won't be our last battle with the Sith. Good thing we have med packs to heal our wounds.
Aha. Okay, thank you, Trask. Nothing gets past you. There we go, so now we can go. Boom. Med pack time. Can we rob the bodies of our friends on the floor? Oh, we can. That's good. And you can go through their still warm corpses to see if they've... Ooh, careful there. I must have had a grenade in his pocket. Is that a grenade in your pocket, Trask, or are you just happy to see me? With my extremely tight undergarments. Hello? I love the fact that he feels the need to point out that won't be our last battle with the Sith. That's funny. I thought we'd won the war there and then. Now, it's intentionally kind of vague with what's going on. Let me turn those voices down as well in a second. It's intentionally kind of vague about what's going on. As we'll find out in a second, and because I think it's already been kind of hinted at by our character's gormlessness, you do have amnesia, which is it's a pretty good game tool, right, for having your characters, especially in RPGs. They do it in Mass Effect 2, right, from what I remember as well. But for having your character kind of relearn the worlds and refamiliarize yourself with your characters, it's a pretty good tool. Oh, look at this. Wow, the Republic are grippingly incompetent again. And apparently they've also been thoroughly trained to die in unison. Let's turn the voices down there. Sorry, the sounds, as you're about to see, are all over the fucking place. The music I've got super low, but it's apparently really loud still. Let's put that to like there. Let me know if the audio has any other problems with it, and I'll see if I can do some tweaking. I'm just going by what OBS is telling me. Hold on a second. Just grabbing some loot. Right, let's go. Frag grenade. What a throw. Good work. Oh, shit, we're about to die. Okay, we legitimately are about to die. I've made a fucky wucky. Med pack? Okay, we're good. Trask Ulgo bailed us out there. I think I'm going to have to name my firstborn Trask Ulgo after this. What a name. A beautiful baby boy. What are we going to call him? What about Trask Ulgo? Just a hideous fucking name. Some poor person in the comments section like, shit, I'm called Trask Ulgo. I'm sorry, Trask. But you just really do have a terrible name. Right, let's see what we picked up then. So we've got a combat suit there. Defense bonus 4. Max dexterity bonus. So the heavier your armor, the lower your dexterity is, right? We're not so worried about that because we're using a melee weapon. We're going to throw on that combat suit. And then we also picked up a longsword as well there. So that compared to our short sword, way more damage. 1 to 6 versus 1 to 12. Obviously way better. So let's throw that on. The difference is that the short sword has this here balanced. So it's got a slightly lower penalty for using it in the offhand compared to if we were to use another longsword. That would be a lot more cumbersome and you wouldn't do so good. There you go, our damage is way better now. So the chance to hit with that short sword is quite low, but again, not as bad if it was another longsword.
It's a Dark Jedi. This fight is too much for us. We better stay back. All we do is get in the way.
Who do you think's gonna win? Place your bets. Boy, this goes on for a painfully long time, doesn't it? Hey, the Jedi won. Oh.
That was one of the Jedi accompanying Bastila. Damn, we could have used her help.
And there you go. That's a harsh lesson on the futility of effort. Don't try, kids. You'll probably just end up dead. What you got on her? She's got a vibration cell. I won't ask. I won't ask. What you choose to wear to work is your own prerogative, as long as it doesn't distract you, you know. As long as you're not involving anybody who doesn't want to be involved, that's okay. You put on what you want. Okay, through to the bridge. Holy crap, there's a lot of guys in here. Oh, there are some survivors, though. Get him, Trask, Ulgo. Maybe I'm being really racist.
They must have retreated to the escape pods. We better head that way too.
What if that's like a really, or if that's like a name of a specific Star Wars ethnicity, you know?
Endar Spire into galactic dust.
You are very over the top, aren't you, Trask? Quite clearly trying to go for a promotion. So we did, speaking of promotion, we did actually level up there. So we get to spend our first few points. I will level up. I'm just going to rob the bodies of my still warm comrades first. For their pocket change, 26 credits. Should have sent that to his wife and kids. Or we could use it to buy a fancier shirt. Alright, let's level up then. So I'm going to go, again, I'm going to go all in Persuade where it's available. Because it just opens up so much more dialogue choices and cool things that we can do that other characters can't, right? And then for our feat, I mean, adds a +1 attack bonus with melee weapons. Let's go for it. We're going to go all in on that. We're going to hit like a damn truck. Alright, here we go. Come on, Trask. We're almost out of this mess. Just me and you, big man.
There's something behind here.
What is it?
Another Dark Jedi. I'll try to hold him off. You get to the escape
Trask,
pod.
no!
Go!
My best friend, Trask Ulgo. What a selfless sacrifice. Just when I thought we were really connecting. Wow. Okay, I think that's everything then. I think we quite literally just hop on an escape pod and we're gone.
This is Karth Onasi on your personal communicator.
Hello, Karth.
I'm tracking your position through the Endar Spire's life support systems. Basila's escape pod is away. You're the last surviving crew member on the Endar Spire.
No,
I
wait.
can't wait for you much longer. You have to get to the escape pods.
But Trask Ulgo. I'll never forget you, Trask Ulgo. What if that would have been a great twist if he came back as like a dark Jedi. He was captured by them. I mean, spoilers, but you don't hear from Trask Ulgo again. There's a reason they didn't give him the upscaled portrait in the mods. Hello? Hello? This is for Trask. Wow, I'm actually surprised we're hitting as much as we are. I'm going to go for just regular attacks rather than critical strike.
Be careful. There's a whole squad of Sith troopers on the other side of that door.
Okay.
You could reprogram the damaged assault droid to help you. Or
I could.
You use computer spikes to slice into the terminal.
Great, okay. So we can hack a terminal and use our environment to our advantage, or we can rebuild that droid over there and maybe get that to help us out with things. Or we could open the door and just wing it and just try. Chances are we'll get mowed down pretty quick, though. Right, let's slice some computers then. So you see there, we can see the camera feed by going on this one. There is a lot of boys in there. One of them's wearing red, which is certainly meaning of something. Overload the power conduit for 4 spikes. That's just kind of computer hacking parts, kind of generic shit. Yeah, absolutely. The higher our computer use, I think you get things for free or cheaper as well, like less spikes. Wow, we just committed a war crime. We just electrocuted 5 men to death. Their family aren't going to recognize the remains. Do you think the Sith... Ooh, we picked up a prototype vibroblade there. Nice. Do you think the Sith specifically requested all their shiny, shiny armor?
You've made it just in time.
Hello.
There's only one active escape pod left. Come on, we can hide out on the planet below.
I'm sorry, Karth. There's not enough room for both of us. How do I know I can trust you?
I'm a soldier with the Republic, like you. We're the last 2 crew members left in the Endar Spire.
What about Trask
Basila's
Ulgo?
escape pod's already gone.
All right, come on then. Let's go. Escape pod. This is the last escape pod and your only hope of survival. What do we want to do? Do we want to use the escape pod or not use the escape pod? Spoilers, if we don't use the escape pod, nothing happens. Why give us the choice? And now, the game has crashed. Round of applause, everybody. Well, it has just minimized. Maybe that's just... Ah, there we go. It's alright, it was just loading a cutscene. Decided to show you my desktop for some reason. And there we go. The Endar Spire. Oh, no. Man, these upscaled cinematics actually look quite good. To say that it's all AI. Doesn't look too bad at all, does it? Normally it's a blurry, smeared mess when the AI does it, but... we're wearing our tight underwear again. That's funny, I don't remember boarding that escape pod in my very tight underwear. Having a... I assume a nightmare about something. Whoa. I'm having a nightmare about a lady fighting someone else. Crazy, huh? Why put a giant light bulb on the back of your bed? How does that make any sense? God, I really want to awaken in the most obnoxious way possible.
You must have been having one hell of a nightmare. I was wondering if you were ever going to wake up.
It's KOTOR Remaster, everyone.
One of the Republic soldiers from the Endar Spire. I was with you in the escape pod. Do you remember?
That's alright, KOTOR, I remember. You're significantly quieter than Trask, Ulgo. Quite clearly, that guy was like an eager new recruit. I had a strange dream, like a vision or something.
I'm not surprised. You took a serious blow to the head. You're probably having all kinds of strange dreams. I wouldn't worry too much.
KOTOR, you're gonna have to speak up. The music's really loud.
For a couple of days now, so I imagine you're pretty confused about things. Try not to worry. We're safe, at least for the moment.
Why the fuck is it so quiet now?
On the planet of Terrace. You were banged up pretty bad when our escape pod crashed, but luckily I wasn't seriously hurt. I was able to drag you away from our crash site and all the confusion, and I stumbled into this abandoned apartment.
Oh, good.
By the time the Sith arrived on the scene, we were long gone.
So we're already criminals. Thank you, KOTOR. I guess I owe you my life, KOTOR. Thanks.
You don't have to thank me. I've never abandoned anyone on a mission, and I'm not about to start now. Besides, I'm gonna need your help. Terrace is under Sith control. Their fleet is orbiting the planet. They've declared martial law and they've imposed a planet-wide quarantine. But I've been in worse spots. I saw on your service records that you understand a remarkable number of alien languages. That's pretty
I do, yeah.
Recruit, but it should come in handy while we're stranded.
They pop up in plain English at the bottom of my vision. Do you not have that, KOTOR?
The Sith blockade to help us. If we're gonna find Bastila and get off this planet, we can't rely on anybody but ourselves.
I mean each other, right? Okay, why is it so important to find Bastila?
That smack to your head did more damage than I thought. Bastila's a Jedi. She was with the strike team that killed Darth Revan. Alex, Sith
Darth Revan?
Bastila's the key to the whole Republic war effort. The Sith must have found out that she was on the Endar Spire and set an ambush for us.
A very important Jedi lady.
Was on one of the
Man, look at the size of our guy's pecs. My God.
For the sake of the Republic war effort, we have to try and find her.
He could have saved Trask, Ulgo. Pecs like that. Could have cut that Sith clone in half, even with his shiny armor. Okay. Bastila's a Jedi. She could probably look after herself. I mean, that's fair. She's probably in a better situation than we are.
Bastila's gonna need our help. Many of Darth Malak's followers have mastered the dark side of the Force, and the Sith have already killed more than their share of Jedi in this war. I doubt anyone's specifically looking for us anymore. We're not that important.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Careful. We can
You're important to me,
KOTOR.
KOTOR.
Without attracting notice, a luxury Bastila won't have. She's gonna have half the Sith fleet looking for her. They know how vital she is to the war effort.
I wish you would speak up.
Bastila's no ordinary Jedi. She has a rare gift the Jedi called battle meditation.
Wow. Okay. Battle meditation, what's that? I really wish I could turn him up right now, but if I press S, it'll probably close all this out, so I'm not going to risk it. Sorry if he's just a bit quiet for the rest of his speech.
Bastila can inspire her allies with confidence and make her enemies lose their will to fight. And often that's all it takes to tip the balance in a battle.
Nice.
There are limits to what she can do. From what I understand of her ability, it requires great concentration and focus. The attack on the Endar Spire happened so fast, she probably never even had a chance to use her power.
I agree.
The whole planet is under quarantine. No ships can land or take off. So if Bastila's going to escape Terrace, she's going to need.
So who's going to save her?
And we'll probably need her.
That's right. It's a half-dressed man who can speak a lot of languages. Okay then. Any idea where we should start looking? They're not going to say like, "Oh, I think I'll check my chances on my own." That's so bizarre. It means getting off this planet, I guess I can help you find Bastila. It just seems very confrontational very suddenly. Alright, any idea where we should start looking?
While you were out, I did some scouting around. There are reports of a couple of escape pods crashing down into the Undercity.
Okay.
Good place to start. But the Undercity's a dangerous
Maybe some
place.
friends.
We don't want to go there unprepared, and it won't do Bastila any good if we go and get ourselves killed.
For sure. Alright, let's go scout the planet out
Good
then.
idea. We can use this abandoned apartment as a base. I've heard some grim
Is no one not
stories
bothered
about
about that?
Jedi interrogation techniques. They say the Force can do terrible things to a mind. It can wipe away your memories and destroy your very identity.
It
But
can.
if we don't do anything
Really,
stupid,
really
we
can.
should be okay. I mean, after all, they're looking for Bastila, not a couple of grunts like us.
Okay, KOTOR, I'm going to have to turn you up again, big man, because I could barely hear you over the sound of that band in the, in the next room over. Let's go ahead and crank that very slightly. I think it's probably going to be an issue that we have throughout the entire game, but we'll see if that's a little bit better now. Alright, here we are. He decided to strip us naked, but for some reason left our swords in our hands, which is very bizarre. Some computer spikes and med packs in there, that'll help out. It's kind of our home base, where we can come back and talk to our characters, get hints and that type of thing. We do our workbench. Okay, see what we've got. Oh, so we did pick up a prototype vibroblade, right? Kind of like a sword, but fancier. You see, compared to our longsword, we got the same chance to hit, but it does more damage, right? 6 to 15 rather than 5 to 16. More consistent, not necessarily more damage. Damage bonus +1 physical. Okay, but this is upgradable. So it has the potential to be much better, right? We also picked up 2 regular vibroblades as well. Use that in the offhand. It's the same chance to hit. Interesting. Oh, it still counts as balance too. Oh, it's a vibro blade, not a vibro sword. I see. There you go. Cool. All right. Wow, we already look ridiculous. Fantastic. Well, let's get this prototype vibroblade upgraded. So we can use that vibration cell that we stole from that lady. There we are. Oh, yes. That's not going to give away that we are Republic soldiers. Anyway, thank you for watching this kind of introduction, shall we say, to Knights of the Old Republic, covering this tutorial. I'll probably cover this episode 0 or something, but all of the stuff that you'll need if you do want to play along and get up with a kind of more modern KOTOR that actually runs, I'll stick it all in the description. You can follow along there. And let's see what happens with our good friend, Grandpa Crap. Is he going to be evil? Is he going to be good? Who knows? I know. I've already decided, but who knows?